Aloha. Anybody up? I know it's early for me, but it's probably real late for you guys. I mean, it's only 6:30 here and it's been dark for an hour. So, and when does daylight savings change for you guys? Is it this weekend? Is it this Saturday? Was it last Saturday? I don't know. We don't do it. So, hey Ryan, hey Joseph, aloha. We don't do daylight savings here because we're basically 12 and 12, either one way or the other, 10, 14, or the other way. Say, Lainey, aloha. BK, aloha. So I just thought I'd jump on here. I didn't see anybody else live, so I figured, what the heck? I was gonna go on earlier, but I've been on chicken patrol. Hey, Ardell, aloha. Colleen is being mean to me, G-Mangoes. She won't leave me alone. Why is she always picking on me? Well, maybe because he's a dumb shit. And he's too stupid to realize that he's being catfished. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Somebody's channel building. Hey, Arthur in Oregon, aloha. I'm from Eureka. Now my laptop wants to restart. Of course it does. Hey, Jody, aloha. To the first week of November. I always thought it was just before Halloween. So when Halloween was here, or it got earlier, like 5 o'clock. I don't know. It's been 10 years since I've been on the mainland, so I don't know. He got served papers from his brother. Well, how about that? Well, that's what happens when you bring crazy to the Burleson or Harrelson, whatever his name is, Casa. Then when crazy comes, then the people that are being kind enough to him to allow him to live there, apparently, they don't let me do nothing. I can't do nothing. You have a van. You go places. What more do you want? You have a place to live. Yeah, you can't bring a date home, but what's wrong with the town and country? I mean, that must be kind of cozy. Hey, Patty. And then okay, and the other country bumpkin that I'm going to address tonight is Johnny Porthole. Mainly because Johnny. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever eat fresh food? Hey, yo, what's up, Ricardo? I mean, how can all these people who eat like that, white bread, white rice, never a fresh vegetable in sight? No wonder there's heart disease in this country. Good God. And maybe I'm a little more sensitive to it because I used to teach culinary arts and I used to teach the whole place what's healthy and what's really not. And if you cook from scratch, you can afford it. I don't know what's going to be. Well, I don't have enough money. I have to buy cheap stuff. No, you don't. You just have to put effort into it. That effort would be, Joni, you live in a place where you could have a garden. Plant a garden. Fresh vegetables, something you don't have to pay for. Good God. Hey, Misty Valley, aloha. Oh yeah, he's got a new girlfriend. Her name is Lisa. Or is it Lisa Dusa? I don't know. I'm just, after he sat in the driveway of his house streaming that I need $120 for my phone bill. Well, a week ago your phone bill was due. Why are you gallivanting all over the world with somebody who you don't have a future with, for one thing? For one thing, she's just using you until the money runs out, which actually that's what happened. Oh yeah, I saw that, Lainey. I saw that. He's doing deconstruction or construction cleanup or something like that. Well, it's about time he gets blisters on his hands instead of blisters on his ass. You know, just an observation of mine, you know. Yeah, big page, you know, but there's let me throw a wrench into his thinking. I do what I want, how I want to do it. Right? But usually a job means you're in one place. And a job usually doesn't let you just decide on Friday night, hey, I'm going to go to Mexico tomorrow. I won't be back for 3 weeks. There's no employer that's going to do that. Oh, a staffing agency is a temp job. General laborer. Well. He's not at Ham and Egger. He can't afford ham and eggs right now. Yeah, I saw that too. I don't care enough to worry about it though. Let them find out who he is and what he's all about, and let there be prayers answered that the boss is a woman, and let's pray that the boss is a butch woman, and let's pray that she doesn't give a shit about Elbow and what he's done in the past, which is basically nothing. And I really hope that she has a bullwhip in her hand and cracks it on his ass when he says, I need to take a break, bro. No, it's 14 something. I don't even know what minimum wage is. What is minimum wage? I think it's like 14.30 or something an hour. Well, shoot, he'll buy that up in coffees and shawarmas, you know. So there goes his money. Yeah, rub one. That's the other one is, it's like, why do all these socially illiterate, morally bankrupt, egotistical, narcissistic people, okay, there's a line of words, who, okay, Lainey, who eat like they're a kid. I mean, I've never seen Joni, on all the things she's done, I've never seen her have a fresh vegetable. She opens cans. And the excuse is, well, it's too expensive to buy fresh. No, it's not. It's actually cheaper in the long run. And if you go plant-based, it's even cheaper still. Because I've gone to plant-based. I'm rarely eating any. Oh, Ace, I just started a few minutes ago, so. But I was on chicken patrol. Then my neighbor got pissed because I was shooting my air pistol. But I tagged one rooster, and he's a goner. Yeah, and the cookie frogs are real busy tonight. Um, right when 60 Minutes came on last night, we had a gully washer that I had to turn up the TV and sit next to it because it was so loud on my tin roof that I couldn't hear the TV. And 60 Minutes yesterday was pretty darn important, so but that's why the Kokies are singing tonight, because it finally rained. It hadn't rained here in days. So, hey, Derbeat, aloha. But yeah, no, I mean, yep, he's a grunt. Yep, that's all he is. He's not the boss. He ain't the boss. He's not even the boss of himself, you know. And still wants to drag Rosie. Still wants to. He he's so butthurt from Rosie, and Rosie just keeps turning back and clapping back at him like, dude, you're the ignorant one. What's good? What's good is all these political ads and all these commercials for open enrollment for your Social Security, time for your Medi-Cal or Medicaid, Medicare, whatever those are. I'm real sick and tired of opening up my Facebook and all I see is political bullshit. I already voted. I voted last week, so I don't want to see it anymore. Turn it off. It's on every freaking channel. And Twitter, it's all over. I can't even figure out Twitter because there's so many political ads that I can't figure out what message came and where and who's talking about who and who answered who, and good grief. Well, I didn't. The whole state of Hawaii this time went for mail-in ballots. And I don't trust my post office because they've screwed up my packages and my mail one too many times. And they had the ballot box to put in the ballot at the Civic Center. So I went all the way down to the Civic Center to put my ballot in the ballot box, locked up, and will be count. The only people who can get into it are the elections officials. So, but there was another race here, the race for our mayor, which basically the mayors here on the islands are basically the spokesperson for that island. I don't know why they call it mayor, because when I grew up, mayor was just our little town. The next town over had their mayor, and they had another mayor, But yeah, it's just getting ridiculous. And not only that, one of my best friends who hates Trump with a passion. Somehow he got on their mailing list or their message list, and he's been getting nothing but bombarded with Trump things, threatening him that if he doesn't vote for Trump, that he will be dealt with. And it's like, what? You've got to be kidding. So this thing is going to be down and dirty. I can just see it now. I just hope and pray that it doesn't cause more civil unrest. I hope it doesn't come down to civil. and I don't even want to say the W word, the 3-letter W word, because we saw how that ended, and nothing's changed since then anyway. So why have it again? I think that our country's become polarized, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, MN or NM. That's what I'm afraid of. You know, I don't want my children, my grandchildren who live on the mainland have that, hold on. Of course, you know who has to go outside. Come on. You happy now? All right, I'm back. Hey, Jan, aloha. I see, aloha. See, did I miss somebody? I see, Minnie, Ace. Yeah, I just wanted over to. I just checked my email. All right. Where's my phone? I don't know what my phone is. Okay. Hey, PTW, aloha. No kidding. Hey, Coachisms, aloha. Oh, a picture and everything. Wow. All right. It's not wanting to load up though. Was it? No, hold on. Oh, absolutely, Jan. Absolutely. I hope she's going to be okay. I hope it's not anything too serious. And I don't want to pry, but if you want to share. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one. Danny Whispers. Yep. I sure did. But thanks for sending it. And we should all share. Yeah. I don't know where it was on somebody's comments. I know. Hey, Terry, aloha. Well, Terry, that's yeah, that's it. You know, unfortunately, there are factions in this election who will do anything to get their candidate elected. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Jan. Absolutely. You're on the prayer. You're on the prayer chain, my dear. Hey, Brendan. Aloha. Diane. Aloha. Holly. Aloha. Yeah, my nephew and his family who live in Georgia, they went through it back in July. Fortunately, that he is a first responder and he got it from the job and brought it home, and unfortunately, everybody kind of got it. Well, Jan, that's why I got my daughter the AirDog portable HEPA filter that scrubs HEPA that no, it's not the word, that purifies the air before it gets up to her mask, and it's a little unit that she wears on her arm, and it's USB powered, so it's onboard battery, and it's the only way that she's able to work because she has one of her lungs when she was born didn't get adequate blood flow to it, so it got brittle and burst like a balloon. So she has incredible scar tissue on her whole, I think it's her left. No, it's her right. I don't know, one of the two. She had to have a chest tube put in and the whole bit. And she has diminished lung function. So she called me one afternoon in tears because she didn't know how she was going to work because it was 115. The fires in California were horrendous and she had to work. And she works at a job that deals with the public. So, and it was $100. So, here I'll put it. So that's the company, and it's AirDog USA. Yeah, my daughter, she was 4 weeks early. She was actually when she was in the NICU, she was the biggest baby in the NICU because even at 4 or 5 weeks early, she still weighed 7 pounds 15 ounces. So she was, if I would have carried her, she probably would have been a 9-pounder. But yeah, we got to look out for the kids that have had, stuff like that. Let's see. Did you see one? Yeah. That's Lanai, and Lanai is a very small island. It's not a tourist island. It's mostly agriculture, and they've now determined that it was from a private memorial for someone on the island, and it was a super spreader. 70 already 70 confirmed in the last 4 days. They're going into total lockdown tomorrow, and they only have a clinic on the island. They don't have a hospital on the island. And if anybody needs to be put on a ventilator, they have to go either to Maui or Oahu. So prayers go out to that whole island, where everybody knows everybody else. And most of them are related to each other. So, and in Hawaiian culture, even Pacific Islander culture, the home is usually has extended family members, either grandma, grandpas, aunts or uncles, you know, because everybody takes care of everybody. So, yeah, they're allowed tonight. They, 3 pounds, 9 ounces. Wow. Yeah, that's a tough one. But we had right here at the house, we got 3 inches of rain last night in an hour. And it was so loud. I had the TV turned up to like 20, and I usually have it on 7 or 8. So that's why the frogs are croaking tonight. Well, Ace, I'm afraid that 2021 is going to be a repeat of 2020. I don't like saying that, but it is bad for the indigenous people, yeah. We had an outbreak in one of our veterans hospitals here on the Big Island. And I think there were like 40 deaths. Because we've only had 70 deaths here on the island. Oahu is up in the thousands, I think, but we only have 10 in the hospital, and I think they only said we had 4 on ventilators. So, you know, we're kind of in pretty good shape, but they've opened up the tourism again, and that's going to be our Achilles heel. That's how the virus is going to keep coming to the island. And we just can't afford to have another lockdown again. We just can't. So many of the old family run businesses are throwing in the towel. And they said, just, you know, we just can't. And that's scary because there goes our culture here. Like one of the little stores down in the little town that I live in, had been there for 100 years, and they're closing at the end of the year. And sooner, they said, if you know, if it gets worse, they're just going to go ahead and, you know, shut down the business. But the restaurants here, and what they've done though, and this is really cool, the state of Hawaii issues people who have been laid off or who have reduced hours at work. They've now issued everyone collecting unemployment or can verify that they've been affected financially from the pandemic. They're giving them a $500 cash card that can only be used at restaurants. They can get food to go. but it doesn't cover alcohol and it doesn't cover tips. But that $500 for those people puts money back into our small business restaurants, our food business. And that I think is a brilliant idea. Somebody said, well, I used it to buy alcohol at Costco. One of our representatives came on, go, no, you didn't. Stop lying. Because there's a certain code that these cards have that can only be used at restaurants. And I'm not sure if fast food is included in that. I don't think so. I think it's regular family restaurants, things like that, and not fast food. I would hope not. So what is going from red to purple? What does that mean, Jan? Well, they've been doing the 14 quarantine here, and the people weren't doing it. They were staying in their hotel one day, and the next they're out at the beach. And the powers that be have informed the hotels that they are responsible for their guests. If their guest is not abiding by the pandemic emergency orders, that they are to report them. Well, that's not going to happen either, because then you've lost your guest has been thrown in jail and been fined $1,000. They're not going to do that because they want and they have to have the revenue. And what's even worse is me being here, I'm living here, for 10 years, I can't go to another island without doing a 14-day quarantine. But visitors can come in and do a test and do anything they want. Now there's something wrong with that. And I've done one test, and I'm not going to say where it was, but it was with a very large medical group who handed me the swabs myself and made me swab my own nose, and me not knowing that you need to go up and touch your brain with that swab in order to get a good sample. Well, I got called the next day, you're negative. So I asked my friend who works at the hospital, I said, how do they do those tests? Because it was really weird to me. I said, how do they do those tests? And he told me, and it's like, oh, well, they screwed up that test. So that makes me wonder if there hasn't been any false positives or false negatives go through and have infected other people. But mostly here on the island, we're having clusters of outbreak. One of our Christian universities, they had a huge outbreak there. Mililii, they had the little town, they had an outbreak. The veterans home had an outbreak. Early on, the McDonald's down in town, the two of them, or actually three of them, had cases because one of the people who was infected was a manager that went to all three of the different stores. So infected everybody along the way. Well, the CEO should have took pay cuts long ago. I think the ridiculous amount of money that these CEOs are getting tax-free, no less. No, he's not working at Dunkin' Donuts. Nope. He's a freelancer. He's doing day labor is what he's doing. Which means he's getting told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. It's not a bird. And really, Sig, you're going to say that to me? Really? Well, you know, if you came in once in a while and just, you know, observed, you would know it's not a bird. They're frogs. God. You sure have changed since you've been in some other places. You never used to drop the F-bomb, Sig. I don't know what's up with you, man. Three months of lockdown? Wow. Well, of course he won't last. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. I'm wrong then, apparently. Oh, you do, Ace? Well, I can fix that. Yeah, have Alpo tell you how it is. Oh, there you go, Ace. Carson. Hmm. All right. Oh, sorry, Waddy. I'm not after your bone. Just chill. Sorry, I kicked myself out of my own room. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's right, Ace. It must be because he thinks all I do is troll Elbow and all I ever talk about is Elbow. Well, apparently they've never seen my other channel, so, you know, that might be a good place to start. You know, just saying, just, for shits and giggles. Good grief. Well, I have a thick skin, so he has to try a little harder than that. Well, see, that's why this is a hobby to me. Because for one, I don't take myself too seriously. Okay. This is where I can let my dork flag fly. I'm a dork. I'll admit it. It's not a secret. And when I do stupid stuff, I'll admit it. You know, well, if he's out and about in the work world, he's going to be uh, exposed to more COVID and more people that could get him sick. So, hey, Jiro, aloha. Who? Oh, well, yeah, I'm still holding on to my ticket from May. I mean, I was hoping to go in April or May of next year because Southwest Airlines, I can buy a round trip ticket from here to Oakland and back for $139. So I I really want to go. Anderson who? Yeah, Jan, I know. And are you going to actually go on a cruise if they start up again, or is that kind of like um too much like the I want to say it right. The or would be going on a cruise be too scary for you? Yeah, I get that, Jan. Yeah, I mean, I've heard um conflicting stories about airlines and the quality of air in an airplane. I've heard that it can travel more than the 6 feet that they're saying for social distancing. But then I hear another report that says the air in a plane is recycled and um, purified every 10 minutes, they said, something like that. But I don't know. It's who do you believe? I mean, of course, the airlines are going to say, "Oh yeah, it's safe for everybody," and the guy that's dying in the hospital bed is going, "No, it's not safe. That's where I got COVID." Stop it. I know you want to play. Never has he ever had a woman in his van. He doesn't like women. And when he's pounding on his chest going, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. I don't need social media, blah, blah, blah. But yet you post it on Twitter and then you go on Facebook. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't Twitter and Facebook social media? Yeah, who knows if it's filtered? Right. When was the last time they changed the filter? Oh, you did, Leanie. Oh, great. Yeah, they're awesome. I got her when I got it. I got her the unit, and then I got extra masks and extra the filter cartridges. I think that is what I did. Well, yeah, exactly. You wear the mask. I mean, it's here. It's almost cultural. That it's such an easy thing to do to keep other people safe. Um, you know, once again, conflicting stories. Who are we to believe? You know, that's the scary part of all this is these science people are telling us one thing and the government is telling us another, and fringe groups are telling us something totally different. I mean, who are we to believe? There's tons of proof, yeah, but you still have conflicting stories. And, you know, as I just wish that I think I'm gonna hold that comment to myself. But I just wish that there was a consensus on everything. I mean, masks, on how far it carries, how long it lasts after it leaves the infected person's body. Um, you know, just stuff like that. um, there is a video out there, and I think Waffles did it, where he's trying to put a mask on and he fails miserably. He couldn't figure out how to put the mask on. And I wish I could find it because that is a gem. And it's either Waffles or Silver Dog. One of the two. Yeah, well, see, that's what the thing I got my daughter. Yeah, it was hysterical. I just about wet myself. The N95s, you know, they serve a purpose, but practically speaking, um, it's just not. But this AirDog thing, it's $100, and it purifies the air, so it's actually pumping air into the mask. So you're not having to draw your air through the mask. It's actually purifying it before it even gets to the mask. So, and you wear it on your arm, and there's a hose that connects to your mask, and you're breathing purified air all the time. And I can't stress it enough that if you have the extra $100 to get one, if you have any claustrophobic wearing the mask, and like me, I have asthma. So when I put the mask on, I get really anxious because I feel like when I'm having an asthma attack, although breathing is harder, breathing out is easier. It's kind of backwards. But Jan, oh my. Jan, you get the gold star today. Oh, yeah, fighting the microwave box. Oh, yeah, that was, and yesterday or this morning, trying to convince everybody that he's an alpha male and trying to tell somebody, well, apparently you didn't have an alpha male, uncle, brother, dad teach you how to be an alpha male. Yeah, Elbow, and we know who taught. Your uncles tried to teach you what a real man is, but you failed that class. Sorry. I think it will, Leanie. I really do. Because that was the problem my daughter had, is that because her breathing is compromised to begin with, but putting a mask on and then working, and this is back in July, I think it was, because I got it and then I told her happy birthday present. But and that with the fires, in California, she couldn't escape it. So I got her the air dog, and then also sent her two air purifiers, one for her bedroom and one for her dad's. So well, I'm not, I won't know if it's better when it's cold, because it just doesn't get cold here. Yeah. And actually, when I ordered it directly from the company. Then I got a call from the distributor here, but he was over on Oahu. And since it was going to my daughter's, it wasn't going to come from the island. I sent it, drop ship to her house. And she got it in, I think it was 10 days. So, I don't know, Ace. I don't know. Maybe he's got, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. And it's just, the ridiculousness of him, and trying to convince himself, because he's not trying to convince anybody else that he's an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. Yeah, those things are hard to breathe in too. But what I was going to do is, where's my Pokey and Doyle? Pokey and Doyle did a rebroadcast of his um um his Facebook rant this morning in two parts, which was great because I watched the first half at the dog park, and thank God there was nobody there to hear him. But where is my Pokey? Pokey and Doyle. There it is. So Hey, Nicole, aloha. How's school going? I've been wanting to ask. Oh, and by the way, Nicole, if all this ever gets, gone and done and they open up where we can travel again, my brother just bought a flat in Wimbledon, and his wife is already there. She's from London. And he's selling the house in DC, and he's moving to England. He's given up the US. He's got dual citizenship anyway. Oh, stop it. But yeah, so hopefully if they ever, open this up, we made chicken Cheshire last week. Oh, you're on a break. Oh, cool. Stop. Why do you want to growl at me? Because I'm not paying attention to you? You poor neglected dog. Good grief. Well, actually, he lives across the river. He's in Vienna, Virginia. Virginia. So, but, stop it. But he's actually worked all over the world. He used to fly for the Secretary of State, George Shultz, and that's way back in, God, what, the 80s? Well, yeah, when I looked where he's gonna live, I'm a dumb American, and I'll be the first one to admit that. I thought Wimbledon was just the name of the tennis tournament. I didn't know that there was a suburb, I guess you call it suburb of London. I didn't know that. And when I went and looked, it was like, oh, okay, all right. Oh, yeah. That's that. I don't even know how to say your name, but Rules too. Okay, Rules. That's what I wonder is, can anybody hear him when he's screaming and yelling at the top of his lungs, trying to convince himself that he's an alpha male and that he's happy and that he's tired of, or is glad that he's not on social media, but yet he's screaming to his phone on Facebook? I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Aw, Nicole. I probably would. I've never really lived in a big city. The biggest city I lived in was Sacramento, California, which it's not that big anyway. It's spread out. There's a lot of fringe towns on the outskirts, and because they've kind of all grown together because of urban sprawl, but never lived in a big city. I would love to go visit New York. That would be on one of my bucket lists if I could do. And the other bucket list, I would love to go to Kathmandu. I would love to go up to the high plateau and stay in a yurt and look at the stars. I can kind of do that here. I could, if I went up Saddle Road and if I went up on the volcano, you can see the stars are amazing, but Um, oh, I know. He did sound like he was getting ready to cry. I always thought it was me. I thought, oh, well, okay. Big boys don't cry, though, remember? Pablo, he's got a limited engagement with a employment agency to be a grunt on a construction site. Well, I grew up in a town, and back then we only had like 20,000 people, and the whole county probably didn't have 100,000 people. But that was in the 60s. And then came the 70s, and well, we all know what Humboldt County became of in the 70s. You know, deadheads and pot growers. So climbing in the bathroom. Yeah, in the shower. Ah! Oh, they're redoing an office building, so he's probably shoveling buckets of stuff. Well, good for him. Oh, that's a fairly good sized town, Nicole. Well, let's just all put this out there, all right? Let's focus our energy on him getting blisters on his hands and then whining, I can't work, I have a blister on my hand, I have an owie, I can't work, I have an owie, I have to go to the hospital because I have a blister on my hand. I can hear it now. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to snort. The highway between Fort Bragg and Willits. Highway 1 or Highway 1 or Highway 20. Yeah, I like Fort Bragg. I like McCarrican too. I can't, it's not a bird. Good grief. Do I need to start putting on here, please ignore the frogs. Old lady snort, right? Highway 20, yeah. I woke up this morning to these effing stupid roosters right at my window at dark 100. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. It's like, oh, you wait until I get my air pistol. Oh, hands down, it would be Rosie. Are you kidding? She'd smack him with one of her titties and it'd be over. They are listed as a lethal weapon, you know. I love the frogs. It's when I don't hear them that it makes me wonder, all right, are we going to have an earthquake? You know, are you know, what's going to happen? Well, I have the dog too, and he thinks that once it starts getting light outside that it's time for me to get up, and it's like, no, it's not. Well, here's the thing that some one of my mods and I were talking about, that if he's probably through a tent company, so he has to do a W-2 or W-4, whatever, that, taxes wise. But just think this, that he washed out of the trucking school, and we all know that he owed them money from that. And I'm pretty sure, if they haven't already, they have put a judgment against him for owing them for his training, because he didn't finish. One of 4,000 who never finished the program. So when he goes to get his check, Prime Trucking is probably going to garnish those wages. So not only has he alerted Prime that he's working, he's also alerted the IRS that he is working, and that he has not filed taxes in 6 years, maybe even 7. But he's had income from the trucking company mainly. All the other, I don't know about, but I do know that he owed the Prime Trucking money, and he didn't file his taxes that year. So there's going to be a rude awakening for him when he finally sees a paycheck, and there's FICA, and there's SSI, and there's SSA, and there's county taxes, there's state taxes, there's federal taxes, and any other creditor who has a judgment against him will now know that he is working, and they will say, oh, maybe we can collect our money now, let's file this judgment and garnish his wages. Just a thought to be put out there. I kind of like to put different ideas out there and let all you guys figure out for yourselves what you will take from that. Yeah. And that's going to be a rude awakening when he's making $14.30 an hour. Okay, so it probably, with all his taxes and stuff, and he's in the highest tax bracket. Why? Because he has no dependents, and he's 38 years old. So he is going to probably owe 20% in taxes right off the top. It could be even more than that, but then you got to have your FICA and your SSI and your medical and blah 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 blah. So if he grossed, let's just make it easy, $100, that he will first have the 20% off the top, so that's $80. Well, then you have your FICA, that's another 10%, so that's $70. And other taxes, blah blah blah. So out of that $100, he may collect 60. So he's probably paying 40 in taxes and FICA and all that stuff. And 60 of it he gets, 40 of it goes to them. He's gonna shit his drawers. More like 33%. Well, I was being generous. I just wanted to keep it round numbers so I didn't confuse myself. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to his I want to say this right. I don't want to what's going to catch up to him is all the creditors, the hospitals that he's been to and never paid for, how many tickets he's ever gotten on the Loser Marie, and the way he eats and what he eats is going to catch up to him. Can we all say heart disease? Can we all say that's a #1 killer of Americans is heart disease? He's the poster child. And then he'll be facing diabetes in his future because both his mother and father did, because they like to eat to excess, just like him. He's never touched a fresh vegetable in his whole life. Yeah, and going to Mexico, right? You need to fix up the Lisa Marie first. And we know that you're still in Chicago because we know yep, it will, Nicole. Well, he's going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person, like he did me. And he's going to see the shadow in the dark. And it's not going to be pretty. You know, it'll be a one and done. And he'll wonder what hit him. And it's either an STD is going to get him, or him playing Russian roulette on FetLife, because somebody already tipped me off that he's hitting the FetLife hard and heavy. He's wanting to be paid for his services, is a very vanilla way of putting it, but you know. FetLife is a fetish website where people network with other people with same desires and wants. No, I don't want to see it. No. Enough knows. Yeah, he's been, and when I went and checked, because I was curious, you know, he is, as of today, is active on that site. Nasty McNasty. Hey, buddy, aloha. Oh, okay. As long as there's no pics, I think. Oh, scary. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Ace. You sure did. It's under Elvis Travels. How stupid can he be? He's putting everything under Elvis Travels. What employer isn't going to look up your name? I mean, come on. That's the only job history you've had in 6 years is YouTube. And I mean, of course he's going to say, "Well, I was a YouTube celebrity, but they terminated my channel, not once, not twice, but 3 times." Of course he's going to tell people he lived off of YouTube. Of course he is. You got to go to court because you traumatize people? I don't know. And let's not forget his favorite website, Dog Farts. You know, if that doesn't make you wonder what a website is when it's called Dog Farts. I mean, really. Yep, Ace is right. Once it's out there, it's out there. It's not going away. Yeah, it's a real site. That's his go-to. Oh God, I'm not even going to go there. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm going to catch hell for this one, but he goes to the hospital. I have blisters on my hands. Yes, sir. I can't masturbate that way. I have an owie. I have an owie. I'm sorry. Yes, I did that out loud. It could be Brandon. It's just another porn site is all. Yeah, it's just porn. But the FetLife, now that's just, and of course he wants to be the cleanup man. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. After a big black man shares his man goo all over. Ugh. Yeah, I don't even want to say it anymore. Oh, of course he is. We all know that, buddy. Children, don't let your fathers don't let your babies grow up to be elbows. Yeah, that's what that is. Well, you're right, Nicole. Absolutely. I was given some information to say, here, go look at this. You might find it interesting. I'm not a prude or anything, but half the stuff I didn't even know what was. Well, no, I take that back. 90% of the stuff on there, I didn't know what it was. And maybe I've lived under a rock all my life. I don't know. But maybe I'm just vanilla. But yeah, I mean, I can see, a 50 Shades of Grey type of relationship. But some of the other stuff, not so much. I'm not innocent. I'm just uneducated on the subject. That's all. I mean, I don't have a problem with most of it, but it's just I didn't realize that there were so many different subtexts of I don't even know how to word that. Yeah, I'm just innocent. No, I'm not. Oh, shoot. Well, 50 Shades actually opened up a lot of people's eyes to the fact that that's not the back alley, um, you know, whip you with my cane kind of thing. No, I didn't like the pain part of it either. But I did like the part where, well, let's just put it this way. Christian Grey is an alpha male. Marshall, not so much. Yeah, like the beast was it a bestiality stuff. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's like, that's just like nasty, nasty McNasty. Well, it's all amongst consenting adults, as long as it is adults. That's my thing. As long as the person who is participating in it doesn't have a problem, why should I? But then you have El Butt, who not only is a freak, but he's also a young freak. He likes youngins, and that's a deal breaker. That children, nope. Yep, that's what I mean, Nicole. Yep, yep, yep. Because pedophilia or attraction to young boys or girls, for that matter, is something that has been in our society for a very long time. And it's only been the last, 30 years, 40 years that children were given the power to say no or to ask for help. And the reason I say that is because what I've noticed on Richie Rich's channel is that he never says he's into women. He always says he's into girls. That alone makes me wonder what's up. And he even caught himself the other night starting to say woman and then said girl. I'm always looking for a girl. I just want a girl in my life. Dude, you're 53 years old. Well, and there's always that in my experience, there's always been that creepy uncle that everybody cringes at Thanksgiving, that nobody wants to sit by him because, you'll get felt up, under the table kind of thing. That just doesn't happen anymore. Those nasty, crazy uncles now know that if they do something like that, they're going to get caught. And Hold on. Thanks, Lainey. I'm sorry, Nicole. Oh, blame it on Ace. Oh, good grief. It's under Elvis Travels. Yep. I mean, how dumb can he be? But I'm an alpha male, and I love my life. I'm happy, 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 joy, joy. Oh, please. Hey, Kev, aloha. Yeah, just throw them out next time, Lainey. If I don't catch it first. Well, you can do the new ones too, Ace. I mean, you do the Facebook ones, and that way we don't have to, watch them on Facebook. Yeah, they're really tiny. They're about the size of a dime. But actually, they're growing in size. But yeah, they are little. And it's like if the chickens would just eat the coqui frogs, we would probably get along wonderfully. But they don't make noise in the daytime, so the chickens can't find them. There you go, Nicole. Oh, good grief. Jeez. So what does anybody want to bet that Sig's gonna have something to say about me tomorrow or the next day? But frankly, I don't give a shit. And he has changed since he's been hanging around with some of those other yahoos. Right, Nicole? Did I block him? No, I'm not going to block him. No. I mean, without even saying hello, he comes in here going, tell those birds to shut the F up. It's like, really? Oh, he already trashed me? Well, then he's right on it then. Where did he trash me? Like I'd give a rip. Oh, he trashed us all on Cast? Oh, when he went on Cast and did that? Where was I? What's the matter, Leanie? Be scared. Be very scared. What? Right against the handle. What handle? Oh, yeah, I heard that one, Ace. Yeah. Well, that's why I put out the video saying, hey, I have a whole nother channel. All these people telling me I don't have any content. You know, it's like, go to my other channel. There's all kinds of Hawaii content. I made it a point a year ago to separate the two. You know? Oh, I bet, Nicole. Ouch. Why is my laptop? It's wanting to update. And it's like, no, wait an hour. Well, when I was snowed in, the year I retired, saying that I'd never do snow again, I slipped off the porch and the hook to the latch on the gate impaled in my thigh and through my pants, through my skin, and it was horrible. And I couldn't get medical treatment because we were snowed in. So I've got this big scar on my leg from where this thing jabbed me right in my thigh. That wasn't fun either. Yeah, it was one of those duh moments, you know, um, with 3 feet of snow, and after 8 days snowed in, um, not to mention that I couldn't get to work because I couldn't get out of from where my driveway. And after that, that was the day I vowed never to do snow again. And 8 months later, 9 months later, my best friend calls and we're chatting, and she lives here in Kona. And we've been friends for about 30 years now. And she said, well, you're retired now. Why don't you come and visit? I said, yeah, well, I kind of do this. Well, I'm kind of doing that. She said, well, you know, we have a room for rent at the house. I said, well, I'll be there in 30 days. And that was November 1st, 2011. 1-1-1-1-1. So that was in California. It was up in the Sierras. Up, geez, where I lived was, what was the elevation there? It's like 4,200 feet. And then my office where I worked at was like 3,400 feet. And even where I worked at, they weren't able to get the work crews out because the crew carriers didn't have 4-wheel drive. So, but luckily, we had a small generator, so we were at least able to heat some water, cook a little bit. Didn't need a refrigerator because we just put everything outside in the snow. The next morning, have to go out and dig it out. But yeah, I know. And if I want snow now, I don't even have to leave the island, because up on Mauna Kea in the wintertime, it does snow up there. Oh, you got another one coming? Oh man, you guys are just getting bombarded this year. Good grief. What's it, Montana yesterday had what, 3 feet of snow? Crazy. But the good thing about winter this year, neener, Elba's in Chicago, neener. Oh. Good night, Jan. Aloha. Prayers to your granddaughter. Good grief. 5 so far hit this year? Good grief. See, I'm kind of out of the loop. My daughter doesn't live in Houston anymore, so. But they had their own hurricane in the form of California wildfires. So. Right? Exactly. Postcards and calendars. Yep. Wow. Yeah, I saw where somebody, had snowed and they weren't expecting it, and all their garden was poking up through the snow going, all my flowers are dead now, they froze. So dang, an eagle take down a pit bull. That's something you should have caught on tape. Do I fish? I used to do a lot of fishing. Not so much here because I just never thought about it too much. Deep sea fishing, I've done a couple of times. But I used to go fish for lingcods and salmon and perch up in Humboldt Bay. And I also, my dad taught me how to fly fish when I was young. And we used to fly fish the Eel River. It's back when there was water in the Eel River, but for the area I was brought up in, they call it 6 rivers, because in the county I lived in, there were 6 rivers that had that ran to the ocean. And part of my job was running crews that did salmon restoration. Catch and cook? Yeah, there's a guy that actually, since the restaurants aren't the fishermen aren't out as much to supply the restaurants, that now you get the guys, they go out and fish, and then they go down to a corner in town, down by one of the big grocery stores, and they have fresh fish, all different kinds. They have mahi, ahi, and ulu, and salmon and ceviche and shrimp and all kinds of stuff. And it's a really good price too, and it's sushi grade fish. So don't have to cook sushi. So 31 degrees. Oh my God, I would die. Well, I really like ahi and mahi. I know that it kind of sounds the same, but there's also they have a shrimp offshore farm, or they farm shrimp, and they also have abalone that they farm out here too. So, but one of my old bosses, he used to go diving down off of Fort Bragg in California and go abalone. But one of the last times he went, he had a heart attack while he was diving, and he didn't know it until he got home, and his wife made him go to the hospital. So I tried skiing way back in the, God, what was it, the 70s? And they didn't even have a chairlift. It was a rope tow. Yeah, needless to say, that wasn't a fun experience, and I didn't do it again. Same with water skiing. But put me on a hog, and I'm ready to go. Actually, I can't wait for the sub to start running again. I want to go. I planned on it before the pandemic hit, because I want to do it and take the GoPro down the Atlantis submarine here in town. Well, this farm fish, it's actually out in the ocean. It's not. They're not in containers. They have a spot just offshore where they raise the shrimp. Ugh. Oh, Leanie. Ouch. Well, farm salmon? No, no, ain't gonna do it. Not when I used to fish for steelhead. Nope. But the abalone, and the thing about that with here is they draw the water from, there's a what do I want to call it? It's a a gosh, it's big water, or big um pipes that go way down deep in the deep trench, between Maui and Hawaii Island. and they dropped a really cold, deep water, and they use that to farm these. And the shrimp is better than any shrimp I've ever had anywhere else. So yeah, that's one thing I still miss. Gosh, and there was a nice bike for sale. But I just can't put my kids through having to scrape me up off the cement if I wreck. And after my friend got in her accident, and now she's getting sued because she didn't have enough insurance on her bike, and the accident was her fault, and she was drinking. Now she doesn't get her bike replaced, and she owes the people that she ran into their truck a new truck. So after seeing that, it's like, All right, buddy, aloha. Thanks for coming in. All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I just wanted to come on since once there wasn't, 5 different channels live. So, you know, so everybody have a nice week. And hopefully we have a good outcome come Tuesday. And we all, live what it is going to be. So have a good night. And until next time, aloha.